Morning, good morning. It's about that time. Alrighty. Oh, my watch list is a little bit off center. Why is that off? Okay. Oh, so this was the old one I had. Oh, I wonder if... Oh, maybe... Okay, that I think I know why. I adjusted it on Weeble and I used the same... watch list window. I see. Okay, so I'll have to go back through and make them individual to prevent that. There we go. Okay, that looks good. It's been a minute since I used this setup. All right. Good morning, Jules. Okay, NSA is popping up on Zendu. Yeah, this one's popping, but very high priced. Probably not interested. CTMX popping as well. This one looks somewhat more in the ballpark. Okay. Continues to demonstrate positive data. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, uptrend, gotcha. Good morning, everybody. Real quick, just looking through the others. We have nothing really holding up here, so these are all gonna get removed. Add CTMX. CLIK. This one popped up yesterday. This one doesn't really have that much volume. No news on it either. ABOS, this one's more recent. Okay, so this one I should actually add. Yeah, this one looks good. Okay, so CTMX and ABOS are the two that look like are favorable at the moment. Not really this one. Yeah, I think it's just these two, CTMX and ABOS. These seem like the two to keep a hard watch on. Very nice breakout. Okay, it's up 52%. Very, very impressive. Very high volume as well. I am curious. I'm not going to short this, but I'm curious if I'm able to. I am able to short it. Probably because the bar rate's so low. I assume I'd be able to short it on Thinkorswim as well. I don't really want to try, though. This thing's too whiplashy. Let me go way up to like $9 and just try to short a share. Okay, so this is shortable on both brokers. Good to know. Yeah, this thing's very powerful. We're just getting exponentially or incrementally increasing volume. Good morning, Proton. Yeah, this looks very, very strong. At some point, this could have a huge rejection candle, but it's got a great daily chart. It's got potentially strong catalyst. It's got huge volume coming in. One red flag, though, is this is 169 million shares. Okay, so I thought the volume profile was strong initially, but if there's 165 million, that's actually, Okay, my assessment of the volume actually changes now. No, this volume isn't as impressive as I thought. I mean, it's up 62%, so it's very powerful still, but this actually feels like maybe an overreaction. This should have had more volume. Well, as per my rules, I'm not going to short it, but I do actually want to flag this. I'm gonna flag this. Something to investigate. I can even show what I'm writing here. This is what I wrote. Massive shares outstanding, yet only around 3 million volume. Results in 60% move in 5 minutes. Possible overreaction. So, I'm very curious how this is going to play out now, because, like, that seems like it's not enough volume. I'll say that's a high Teuton free float, yeah. Now, I'm not going to short it, but intuition tells me there should be an edge, or at least there is a short bias thesis in play right now, which is that this has moved up on too low a volume. Again, not going to short it, just going to wait patiently and watch it here. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a significant correction. Had FOMO till I seen the float, yeah. No, and I did too. Like, you could hear me in real time. I'm like, man, this is really strong. It's in an uptrend. It's got incrementally increasing volume. This thing seems strong, right? It's got a good catalyst. And then I'm like, but that's a lot of shares. He just got slapped down. I mean, we'll see. Like, we got to see, you know? Right, this is also earnings. Right, so it's not just announcing them announcing expansion. This is also earnings, so that's fundamentally different as well. I should actually flag that too. Yeah, don't know what to make of it. Right, and keep in mind too, I mean, this is partially just because the free float's so high, But the borrow fee is extremely low on this stock. Very, very easy to short it. Good morning, no thanks. Spread's actually pretty thin. Well, okay, it's going to like, it's anywhere from 1 to 2 cents upwards to like 10 cents. So there's a little bit of range whenever it's breaking out. But when it's not breaking out, it's actually pretty stable. CYN moving. Interestingly that it had some action before now. Announced it's integrating its high-fidelity forklift vehicle models into NVIDIA Isaac Sim Open Simulation Framework. Okay, this is a stock that's pretty beaten up. It's actually moved up recently. No super recent shelf registrations. Yeah, last one was back in September, so this one doesn't actually have a lot of headwind to it. At least in terms of dilution. CJMB also moving. No news on this one. Okay, this one's kind of a more recent stock as well. Yeah, it just kind of popped up 15% and then not really following through on this new high. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. This also has this kind of incremental pattern where it's trended up. I'd be curious to see how much this goes down, because it may actually go below this level if this pattern plays out. Yeah, CJMB also kind of rolled over. Yeah, this one didn't even have news on it. AIRS popped up. Let's see. So this was annual filing. Sales miss prompts guidance cut. And then it surges. Very strange one too, the way this one moves. Shares outstanding is much higher. Only 50,000. Can I check out ABOA? I can. Certainly. There's a 15,000 share seller there at 231 AIRS, by the way. ABOA. ABOS. Okay, nice uptrend. Very bullish daily chart. Love that. To raise. Okay, so it's a private placement. Yeah, these are always more sketchy, right? So private placement at 330. So that sounds good because that's where the price basically was. The real question is, what are the conditions of the private placement? When is the person allowed to sell? Are they allowed to sell right now while they're in profit? That's really the question. But no, I love the daily chart. And the private placement is... It would have been better if it was lower. 330 is kind of right where the price was. So I don't know how to think about that. And the thing is, with private placements, they're always very... It really, really depends on what the private placement says. But no, I like the daily chart at least. That's the one thing it's really got going for it. Volume kind of dried up. Okay, so this was a pretty significant pullback. What is that, 50%? No, 60, 70. That's like a 70% retracement. Tried airs, didn't get filled. How did airs do? Because I said there was a hidden seller. Not a hidden seller, but there was a big seller at 230. Looks like that actualized into an actual sell-off. Yeah, no problem, Obi. Yeah. We've actually seen quite a lot of failures. This one's kind of a rug. I mean, it's kind of curling, but the volume's light. Airs, I mean, this just looks like a rug. ABOS. A little more iffy. This one doesn't seem terrible, but it doesn't seem great either. CTMX. Earnings is the key thing here. This isn't a good uptrend, so that seems strong. The only thing is that the shares outstanding is quite high relative to this volume, so that reads to me as potentially bearish. We did see a pretty significant retracement too, so there could be actually something to that. And I did flag it. I went ahead and wrote it down. I will review that after this. Good morning, Lawson. Good morning, good morning. So yeah, we've had a couple stocks pop up at 7 a.m., some at 6:30 actually, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like any of them are really resolving. I mean, CTMX is probably the best, and it's, I mean, the higher float, the lower volume relative to the float, it doesn't seem exceptional. There is a 100,000 share buyer. That's significant, but not overwhelmingly so, right? 100,000. Each of these minutes has done like well over 100,000. So it's not actually that strong of a signal. But there was a 100,000 share buyer here at 640. Yeah, all the others have mostly dried up. Like the volume is, well, this one, even 10,000 volume, that's actually not nothing. That is something. It's not a lot, but airs could do something, whether it's going up further or down further. EBOS, this one's kind of just floating around. It doesn't really seem to have a direction. Yeah, COIN, this one looks like the most dead of all of them right now. Yeah, I think it's really just CTMX at the moment. There's good opportunity here. You could have made $2 a share, over $2 a share on this retracement. On the flip side, though, this did go up almost 100%. $675 to $730 on CTMX. Is that what you traded? Nice little grain. Nice. Very nice. Okay, highest volume candle here, and it's on a topping tail. Doesn't look good. Yeah, even if this recovers, unless this candle's volume is massive, I don't know how much weight it actually holds here. Yeah, you've covered a lot of the move, but the volume is only about half right now. What was this move? 740 to 670. It's a pretty big drop. Yeah, this just has a lot of range right now. Triple top on the one. Yeah, there are some topping tails here too, right? All three of these candles have had upper wicks. 1 minute, yeah. In its defense, this volume did end up being quite high, similar to this push down. So I'm not entirely bearish on this anymore. I was significantly here, right? Topping tail, highest volume candle, but this did recover most of the move, and it had similar volume. So I'm actually not really sure what to make of it now. The only real bear signal I see currently is just that this volume is low relative to the float. That's the biggest bearish signal I see. AIRS curling back up. Very much so. What was this one again? Okay, revenue. Okay. CTMX making a new high, or not a new high, but broke out of its very short-term channel. AIRS did make a new high. $0.30 retracement. This was the one that had the 10,000 share seller or whatever here. That collapsed initially, but kept getting 10,000 volume each minute. Weird. And that 10,000 share seller is still there. Yeah, 20,000 share seller now, 30,000 share seller at around 228. So big seller, 228. It can be taken out by this volume, but this looks like potential pushing up and distribution. Okay, big part of that seller just got taken out at 26. They were moving their order down. It's another big order at 29. Or 28, sorry. We're at the half hour, so new stocks could come into play here. Okay. Oh, there's a 40,000 share seller at 211. 40,000, or not seller, buyer, sorry. There's a 40,000 share buyer, 211. It looks like I cut out there a little bit. SRX moving. Positive top line data. Immediately pops up. Right, immediately up 53%. Very big move. Okay, this company's newer too. They haven't even been out a year. Yeah, 200,000 only, like moving this much, 618 to 850 on just 50,000 volume. This doesn't have a lot of shares available apparently. CMTX pulling back, looks like. I see that at 215 though. Okay, maybe they moved their order up, but it was at 211. DSGR also moving. It's a bit too pricey for me though. I'm gonna check NSRX just to see. It is shortable, which is surprising. Uh, 19,000 share seller there, 760. I couldn't see it was too fast, but there was a big seller that showed up at 718. I wish I could have seen how big that order was at 718. It was a big order though. Man, I just think I could have shorted this. From $9.40 down to $7. But this one showed way too much strength. Realistically, I couldn't touch it. Yeah, DSTR, I mean, this thing gapped all the way from 19 all the way to 25. What was the news? No news? Are you serious? This just pops up here on next to no volume? There has to be like a buyout or something that just didn't go through. Yeah, I don't see any news for it today. Very strange. CTMX also on the move. Is it moving again? I wouldn't say it's on the move. I would say it's more ranging. It's definitely something worth keeping an eye on. I wouldn't say it's moving, though. Volume's been dropping off here incrementally. CYN. Ooh, wow. Yeah. I remember CYN was the one I said was like the most out of play, but apparently it has turned into something bigger. It's still shortable on Weeble. What about Thinkorswim? It's still shortable on Thinkorswim too. I'll go ahead and throw orders out. See if this moves favorably. Volume is increasing here. Shows interest is coming into this. This is one that has sold off quite a lot in the past. Yeah, first main resistance that pops out is 410 to me. Others probably be around 3 basically. Yeah, 40,000. I got orders out if this does want to fill. NSRX looks like it's possibly breaking down. So this popped up to 3 basically and then rejected hard from it. You can see that I have orders, right? Yeah, you can see that I have orders out for CY. CTMX kind of just ranging, but it's holding at a higher level. So it's good to see that it's holding up at this level, but volume has dried off significantly. Yeah, NSRX. I mean, this looks like it's just kind of slowly bleeding down. CYN making a curl attempt here. Higher volume on the push down. Okay. NSRX really, really bleeding now. Basically gave back the entire move from the breakout point anyway. Still watching CYN. I'm getting closer to my entry, but it's still got a little ways to go. I made 1 cent on CYN, guys. Craziest trade of the day. Well, it's more crazy than me, apparently. Okay, new high. We pushed and hit 3. Big volume coming in. Immediately rejects off of 3. We've had this happen twice now. The red candles both times have been higher volume than the green candles, right? All of this pushing up, this push down was on highest volume. Then we recover, and then we have an even higher volume, 150,000 push down. It is interesting, though, that after this hard push down, it did recover, right? Similar volume came into the push down and actually recovered it. So, I mean, maybe it could recover again, but I just really don't like seeing these heavy volume topping tails. Yeah, it looks like this might be done now. Yeah, I did have orders up here at around 320, 330, 340, somewhere in like that area. But yeah, I just couldn't break through 3 and hold it. I mean, I guess it could still rebound, but the odds are much lower now. Hairs is kind of curling back. I'd be curious to see if this ends up making another move or not. Yeah, CYN really looks like it's just kind of done now. Yeah, $3 straight down to 260. This looks like distribution now. The volume's quite high consistently on these pushes down. Oh, that's nasty. Yeah, NSRX also just continuing down as well. So a lot of these stocks are just failing. It's just on a fire sale. I mean, maybe. Black Friday is on a Monday. Yeah. I mean, maybe it bounces. I don't think it is. I think it's going to keep going. Right, you've had all of these candles pushing down be on higher volume. Consider, too, how much volume this move up was. Look at the volume on the move up. Non-existent. But once you started getting up here around the top, that's where the actual volume came in. This is very top heavy. Yeah. If 270 was a fire sale, what is this? A super fire sale? Not a single 1 minute high on any of these candles either. You finally get a bounce, but it's only 6 cents. CLIK, check it out. It's light volume. It's got good price action, but the volume isn't too high relative to the push down yet. Yeah, I'd want to see this upwards of 40,000 for me to actually be interested here. I suppose it's worth putting on the watch list. Yeah, CMTX really just consolidated in this range now, right? The volume's gone surprisingly even lower. AIRS did actually end up breaking out and moving higher, interestingly. I can also consider an entry for this. Let me cancel my... Yeah, I'm going to cancel my CYN orders, I think. Does it hurt to keep them up? I'm going to cancel them. All right, my CYN orders are canceled. Go ahead, put some orders out for AIRS in the event it does want to keep going up here. Not really sold either way. Okay, we got orders out for this now. NSRX continuing to bleed. Now we're actually going below the spike level, right? Price broke out here around 560s, 570s. Now we're down at like 510, 520. So we've gone below the breakout price for NSRX. This did end up basing higher. Which one was this? Oh, this was the earnings. Yeah, not really seeing anything else moving at the moment. CYN's kind of curling, but I mean, after all of this, I really don't trust it. I'd be surprised if it comes back to Hive Day. Airs, what did it go up? It went up like 30%, 35% at peak. I mean, that's decent. Good morning, Soul. Coming in a little late, I see. Yeah, there were a couple decent movers at 7. We had NSRX. This one made a huge move, but it ultimately gave it back. CTMX made a move. CYN really, I mean, honestly, even this one made a move, right? Going from like 245 to 3. So this one definitely moved. Rugged pretty hard, though. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like this stock has done this before, where it kind of grinds up and then rugs. I don't remember exactly. I feel like this stock has done this. You missed it. I made $1 trillion. Oh, I hate it when I miss the $1 trillion moves, man. Yeah. Yeah, Lawson, you should have seen it, Soul. Lawson, he made $1 trillion on CYN. It was a massive, massive move. He had a huge profit. But unfortunately, I don't think he locked it in. So he got stuck on this rug pull. And now he's only up 1 cent. Yeah, the only stock I have orders out for right now is Airs. I'm looking for it to get up to 270s before I start to go short. It's not impossible it does that. Right? It's kind of stair-stepping higher here. It's certainly possible it gets to 270s. Right? Daily, you start to run into resistance around 270 to 320. So daily kind of supports my thesis if it does get up there. But it's got to get up there. Pretty crazy green to smaller green realized. 1 bazillion only. Realized 1 cent. Unrealized 1 bazillion. Realized 1 cent per share. Yep. That slippage will get you, man. $1 bazillion. It has quite a lot of slippage on these small caps. All right, we got 2 minutes till the top of the hour. I guess I'll throw out a poll, see how we're doing. You only need 100 trillion shares and a 1 cent move to make $1 trillion. Yep. Easy peasy. Okay, good volume coming in here on this spike from 240 to 250. Yeah, significant inflow. A 14,000 share buy order at 250 as well. It seems like they certainly want it higher. Air's back to high of day. Yep, back to high. Getting closer to my order. Still not quite there yet, though. That was actually from a different... Yeah, ignore that. That's actually from my other broker. I didn't even realize that. So even though I'm on my other broker, this... it'll still show my orders here. Okay. So... I might need to change that then. SMX released news. It could spike again. Also, look at this rug. Oof. I mean, I don't know, like SMX has bled very, very significantly. Like this was a short squeeze, but I don't know, man. I'm not really sold on that. CYCU. Horrid stock. What is this? Definitive agreement. Okay. I did put orders out for CYCU. We'll see if we get up there. Okay, new 1 minute high, but barely. IMNN also... Okay, not even really moving. It just had a little spike of volume, that's it. AIRS, pretty huge pullback. It's basically out of play now. Okay, we're still getting high volume even on this pullback. I hate this market where there's some good spikes and solid volume, then they made sideways or rug. Yeah, that's how it goes. Really consolidating in this 215, 230 range. Prospectus was back in January, so there's been some time for it. Might just roll over. I did have orders out for this one too. I was really close. I mean, it could still curl back. Yeah, very big volume on this break. It could turn into a hammer, but I'm skeptical. Surprisingly, MACD is still open. I mean, this was just a very big surge up, right? This went up. The stock went up like 80% in 1 minute, so MACD should be positive. It should be getting close to going negative, though. Right, just looking at the chart, it should be getting close to flipping negative if it's not already. That's frustrating. And it's you don't even know why it's frustrating for me. So, I had an order to go short at 234 and I was 2 cents off of a fill on this 1 minute break. Oh, that's frustrating. Super, super close to getting filled there. All right, I'm canceling my orders. Real close, but no cigar. That would have been beautiful too. If I would have got filled here, like that'd be basically full max profit for that retracement. Oh, that would have been beautiful. And I'm probably going to cancel my AIRS orders too, because I don't think it's getting back up. This one's weird because it's rugged 3 times in a row now. I'll keep my heirs orders out a little longer because we are technically still stair stepping. I'll keep these ones out a little longer. Yeah, what was my target? Because I absolutely would have hit target. 182 was my profit target. Yeah, I would have hit it. That would have been a full profit target hit. You're in CYCU 223 average short. Very nice. No, yeah, it's working out beautifully for you. I was 2 cents off of getting in here, 232 or 234. So I was super close. Barely missing my exit target though, and I'm stubborn. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is with these retracements, what I've noticed is patience will sometimes pay off, right? Stubbornness will sometimes pay off. There was a 12,000 share buy order there, 126 or what is it? 176, sorry. Yeah, but 12,000, that's not a lot. You're getting 200, 300,000 a minute. It's not really that significant. M-Tech popping up. This one's kind of weird. This one had a pretty big gap up in the past. Receives order from governmental defense entity. I mean, that seems like a good headline. LGVN also moving here. This one might not be shortable because it was a penny recently. It is shortable on Webull. Can't really short it on Thinkorswim, but I'll put orders out on Webull. Not that I think it's going to get up there, but in the event it wants to. All right, so we have orders out for LGBN as well. Target profit for me should be 1 trillion for sure. Certainly. That'd be like negative, I don't know, like $999 trillion. And tech continuing to show some kind of life to it. Now, this seemed like a stronger catalyst just because it's a defense contract, and that's what worked well recently. All right, so now that I got my orders for LGPN out, the stock immediately crashes down the moment I put the orders out. So you love to see that. It's like odd. I want nothing to do with it. T-Wave. Very weird. Look at this price action on T-Wave. It's just been trending up on the daily chart. Constantly. Like it's gone up over 100%. No news on it either. This is curling back up. Alright. Fair enough. Fair enough. No news on this move, by the way. It's just kind of curled up on its own. Airs potentially curling again. I still got my orders for airs out. I'll hold them for now. HCWB moving, but it's a penny. We don't like our pennies. Making a good move, though. Huge volume on this candle. Relative to these other candles where there was no volume. 600 volume. You're telling me 600 volume moved this from 52 cents to 62 cents? What the heck? A 10-cent move on 500 volume? Are you kidding me? The most top-heavy thing I've ever seen. I mean, she's definitely moving on high volume, too. Extremely downtrendy stock. Also super high volume. This did have a spike a couple months ago. Went up 4x, so 400% move potential. Yeah, I mean, the shares outstanding's pretty low, right? Only 6 million, supposedly. There was a prospectus back in mid-February, though. How much was it? 2.4 million shares. At 60 cents. Fuse news-driven jump. Saw Fuse, but it, like this is like just non-existent price action. The volume's not zero. It's just kind of ranging a lot. Air is still continuing to grind higher. This is like a very, very slow stair step. Yeah, I still got my orders out for airs. I like the volume coming in for this. I mean, I know it's only 80 cents, so the volume's relative, but I still like the volume. See, CTMX has just been kind of grinding. They have a conference call going on. But yeah, this actually held up pretty strong. Yeah, LGVN, the volume's dried up significantly. Yeah, this is just kind of grinding as well. Morning. How was the pre-market been? Honestly, it's been nice. We've had some interesting movers. I was incredibly, oh my God. I was incredibly close to getting a short on this. Was it this one? No, not this one. Which one was it? Well, I was short on, I was close to getting short on one of them. We had some other moves like CTMX had a nice move. AIRS has been kind of making stair steps, but it's had these nasty rugs. So we've had some stocks that have moved, but nothing has really made a significant move and held other than CTMX. And this one's been kind of slower at this area. I mean, there's 169 million shares. We got 3 minutes till the half hour here. I still have orders out for LGVN and AIRS. AIRS is pretty much dead. I think the odds it goes higher in the next half hour are pretty low. LVGN could. It's been ranging here a lot. There's at least I'll give it like a 40-50% chance we get another leg. All right, this volume's dropped off heavily while it's held here. I think there's a chance. Yeah, decent pre-market in my opinion. Yeah, it's been a good Monday. It has. Unfortunately, I was like 2 cents off of an entry. But it is what it is. We can do the poll again at the at 9 o'clock before I head out. See if people's trade frequency has gone up. I'm not surprised to see that few no trades, but there has been some opportunities between now and then. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some kind of flip. Some volume starting to come in here. CYC, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, CYCU. This was the one that I wanted to short. I kid you not, I had a short order right here at 234. I missed my entry by 2 cents, and then it did this. So that's just how it goes. Would have been a beautiful trade. GVN looks like it might just be breaking down now. Volume's still low relative to this push up. So we'll see. I'll keep my orders out a little longer, but I mean, it's got to make like a 30-cent move in 30 minutes. I don't think that's likely. Yeah, both of my current orders I have out are not very likely to get filled. CWB holding very nicely here. It kind of just moved up and then held. Let's see if anything becomes of it with the half-hour news coming out. AIRS continuing to creep higher. The FDA has amazing news. Hopefully it'll gain momentum. We will see. GL looks like it's doing something. Those have news. Secures a $5 million EPC contract for $5.5 million solar plant under Malaysia's blah 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 program. Okay. So I'm canceling my orders here for LGVN because it's just continuing lower. FGL looks like it's kind of going to the depths. It could curl though because that news doesn't seem terrible. It's done a massive spike in the past. All right, if I go 10 days out, 1 minute. So this has gone from 7 to 11. Okay. Okay, it's not shortable on Thinkorswim. Check the Weeble. It's shortable on Weeble. I will posture for Weeble. If it just so happens to actually gain traction there. I mean, this might already just be done. Yeah. Okay, I mean, it's already done. The volume was light for this entire move, too. Right, this never even got above 20,000 a minute. Nasty. Good morning, man. Nothing has volume except CTMX, but it's easy to borrow. Yeah, I mean, it's over 100 million shares, so yeah. It's to be expected. FGL, I was going to put out orders to short this, but it died basically immediately. Did have a nice bounce here. 450s up to 515. What float do you see on FGL? I cannot see the float on Thinkorswim. I can only see the shares outstanding. FGL, shares outstanding is 443,000 shares outstanding. That's what it's reporting. And that kind of matches up, right? You're seeing huge swings on light volume, so that does kind of line up. They did just put out a prospectus 4 days ago. So very recent prospectus. Yeah, so they put out a prospectus for 900,000 shares, and this was 4 days ago. So that's going to be headwinds. AIRS continuing to grind higher here. I still got the orders out for AIRS. If this does want to run. HRZ is moving, but again, it's a penny stock, so I'm probably not interested. I guess like the closest thing to me getting a short right now is Airs. I've got orders in the 270s, but I mean, it's got to move almost 30 cents. Not impossible, but still not very likely. There was really nothing else that really came up at the half hour, huh? It was really just FGL, which just immediately rolled over and died. LGVN also kind of dying. This is what I also had an order out for, yeah. I think I was like at 420s. Or not 420s, 320s? Like 324 or something. I think that's where I had my order, so I guess this one should also be documented. This was one where I was 24 cents off an entry. It would have worked. Just didn't really move enough. Yeah, it's really just CYCU. That was the only one that was really, really close to an entry for me. Super, super close. Alright, you're gonna go back to sleep till the open? So tired. Yeah, I feel that. You have a good one, Lawson. Enjoy that 1 penny on CYN. Mm. The interesting thing about airs is while this has been grinding up, the volume has been lower than these pop and drops, but it's never been zero either. Right? Like you're having like 50,000 on some of these candles, 30,000 here, 25 there. So these aren't insignificant either. Compared to CYN, where the volume was extremely dry, right? This is non-existent volume on this entire move up. And it only really started to pick up around here. Maybe even here, honestly. So air seems fundamentally like it's being held up on more volume than CYN. I'll set my alarm for 6:15 so I can catch you before you end stream. 6:15, huh? Well, you have a good one, man. Yeah, honestly, I mean, looking even at the stocks that have moved, the only one that's really held up is CTMX, right? It's up 50%, and even then, this was more of a grind. The only thing really would have been this front side. This was one from yesterday. And then everything beyond that, like, it's just nothing. The Candyman traded one stock. What did he make? Made $4 on it. DJ. Let's see how DJ's doing. DJ doesn't show his P&L anymore? Okay, so he showed it at the very end. He didn't show it at all though. Okay, so now he's not even showing his P&L during the stream. I see. He also put out some videos confronting the accusations, so I want to check that out. Air's moving. Hold up. We're actually getting some life here. This is... We're about 15 cents from an entry for me. So, like, Airs could actually do something. This may not... There is a non-zero chance that today will be a day I take a trade. So we will have to wait and see. $18,000 share sell order at 252. Might be getting laddered down. Doesn't look like the order's there anymore. Yeah, it's not. Looks bullish to me. Well, now we got another 12,000 share order at 253, so 1 penny higher. Okay, and now it pushes down again. We'll see. See what we get here. What's interesting is that this stock sold off all day on Friday. And now it's just recovered it. DJ Green, 509 today, yeah. Yeah, like I said, he showed it at the end, but he doesn't show it on stream now, like during the process, which seems interesting, doesn't it? So what I would say is just, if he has another $6,000 red day, when does he show it? If he shows it. Right, because I think I would accept that his 500, like I'm not going to go through and audit every single one of his trades. It's going to make it more difficult to audit him. If I can't see his P&L in real time, Like, it's gonna make it more difficult. Because before what I was doing was, I mean, because he was showing his P&L after like, during each trade, you could tell if he was faking the trade. So that's why I had confidence that what he was reporting was accurate. But now if he's not showing his P&L live, the only way for me to verify that would be for me to go back through every trade. And that gets extremely tedious. And the thing is, what if his actual P&L was like, maybe he lost 3,000, but he reports he only lost 1,000, right? That's where it starts to get iffy. His P&L is at the bottom right corner, very small and hidden. Let me go and look. Okay, if he does have his P&L and it's just very small, then I will correct the record. I didn't see it, but I will double check here. Okay, you're right. The little subscribe thing was covering it up. Okay. Okay, all right. I'll take that back then. No, if I can still see his P&L after each trade, that's still, so yeah, I would trust it more now. Okay. Yeah, so I trust that number is likely accurate. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay, so we could be getting a breakout here. Getting significant volume inflow now. We're coming up on the top of the hour, too. You see WDB tanking. Ooh, indeed it is. Yeah. Indeed. Yes, there's a lot of pressure around this 260, 250 area, right? It rejected... This one was lower than these two, but it's still in the same range as these two. I keep seeing big sell orders show up on the level too. Like 10,000 orders over and over, and they keep getting taken out. Is there anything else even remotely moving right now besides airs? Nothing. Just everything is terrible. This is horrid, by the way, right? Spikes up into this catastrophic sell-off. Disgusting. I guess it's just airs. All right, pushing 260. $265. Let's see it. Some significant sell orders there at 276, 275. All right, we are short. Let's see what we get here. Very high volume on these two candles as well. So this whole thing may have been prefacing for this. Yeah, so all of this really was just slow accumulation. Interesting. I'm like just realizing Google defaulted 777 to the end of my name. Isn't that like a good luck number? I would call it good luck. Certainly. Yeah, if that wasn't something you picked, definitely. Coming up on the top of the hour here. So because I'm in short, assuming I don't stop out, then I'm going to be here at least until 9:20 because I need to give this the time it needs. Yeah, a lot of volume came through here right at the 260, so this could act as support, right? This is where it rejected these two times. So 260 is going to act as support if it does come back to it. All right, 60,000 share seller. It still can be, I don't know, like that can still be taken out pretty easily by the current volume. All right, we are up at daily resistance now here. 270 to 330. Okay, nice push. Did we get to my ad? We do. All right. 304 high. Cash and sweep. Okay, that's not the right one because that shouldn't be showing that. I'll have to change that. Okay, almost 1 million volume came through here. So this was a very slow grind in accumulation during this period. All right, we are at the top of the hour. See if anything else comes into play. I'm at least going to be here till 9:20 because this stock is in play. Hmm. Honestly, not a lot of volume on this pullback so far. Not really seeing anything come up on the scanners either, at least not yet. Put out one more poll while we're waiting. Yeah, so low-ish volume. It's not super low. Hmm. Could just be consolidation. Yeah, this pullback's been on low volume. Yeah, I don't really like it that much. It's not super low, but it is notably lower than the top here. You're red? Yeah. I'm not full size, by the way. I didn't get my third leg filled, so I'm only in 24 shares right now. So a lot of you haven't traded today either, which fair enough. There hasn't been a lot of great opportunities, if I'm being honest. Yeah, a lot of them has just rolled over, right? This one ended horribly. This one ended horribly. I'm still upset that I was 2 pennies off of getting short here. This would have been a beautiful trade. AIRS making a 1-minute high. Volume seems pretty stable around here. Yeah, it seems to be basing out. This could turn into the new support for the next leg. The volume is somewhat high, though, so I'm not ruling out that it just goes lower. 11 cents down, HCWB. It made an impressive move, but it just didn't hold up. I mean, we're getting a nice second leg down, but this volume, I just really want to see this be higher volume. It's not as high as I would have liked it to have been. $0.02 down, LGVN. Not much for a long. Air has negative, new but moving up. News but moving up. Rather be cautious. Yeah. Well, I'm short this, but yeah. The news doesn't seem great, but at the same time, someone has been accumulating this whole time. Like, I was noting how the accumulation period for this seems to be more bullish than I was expecting. And I'm wondering if that's going to end up converting here for this next leg. This has also had a weird history of rugging for these periods too, and I'm wondering if that's going to repeat here. But on the flip side, the volume profile is much higher now compared to back here, so the odds of the rug maybe are lower. Low volume for these two candles. I would say that's maybe ideal, right? If you want to see it curl, you want to see it on lower volume. But I'm not deep into profit here. I'm only like 12 cents in profit. Yeah, this could very well flip either way. This isn't going strongly in my favor. Yeah, another like 9 minutes left on this. Like, this could turn into just a coin flip, whether this goes green or red, because it's too close to the break even right now. Thoughts on CTMX? I mean, it's a super high float stock. I gave my thoughts this morning, but you look at the yearly, right? This stock has been trending up, so very, very bullish daily chart. It had earnings. The earnings appear to have been good. I mean, the actual seems to be higher than the estimate, but for whatever reason, it seems to be good. It's holding up well. The one thing that kind of worries me about this one is that the volume, this is actually quite low volume relative to how much it moved up, which is surprising to me. But yeah, this was one that I didn't really want to mess with just because this one seemed to have good momentum behind it. The daily chart was quite strong. The volume profile does seem very low, though. So that's kind of a bearish signal. I think I'm more bullish than bearish, but yeah, it doesn't seem super clean. And it also kind of fizzled out, right? Because there's 169 million shares. Very weird. So most of the volume came through here. Give it a little bit longer. At least until it hits the time limit. It's out of my hands. I've lost all control. This will definitely be one to watch to see what would have happened regardless, right? Because we're about 2/3 through the time limit now, but regardless if this goes green or red, I'm curious to see what happens with this stock throughout the day today. Right, BIAF was one where it went strongly against me after I exited the position, so I'm curious if that repeats here. Feel red holding till opening. May the force be with us all. Yeah. Still holding. Yeah, no, it ended up holding well. I thought this one was more neutral to slightly bearish compared to the BIAF trade from Friday, but yeah, I mean, it ended up holding and it looks like it could be going higher. Good volume on that breakout. Why is airs up? This news looks bad. Well, your question is good as mine. There could be things like the thing is even if there's surface level news that's bad, the reality is wow, this is actually really going against me. There can be things underlying with these that justify the price action. It's very strange that this had this weird pattern of pumping and dumping, and then it would be stair-stepping up with moderate volume. This pattern seems unusual to me. I was going to take a trade on AIRS, but I went with 2 losers instead. That's how it goes, man. That is how it goes. No, it's holding up well. At least in terms of stocks moving with momentum, it's the leading gainer now, interestingly. So both of my losing trades, I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be a loser. Both of my losing trades will have been on earnings calls. So I might want to look into that. Because there could be something there. Yeah, after 9 a.m., then if it isn't anything else in play, the grindy stocks usually pull in nice moves. Was that the case on Friday too? TLS. TLS also reporting earnings, it looks like. Well, we'll see what happens, won't we? Still, high volume on the 2 candles up, lower volume on the 3 candles pulling back. Could be stabilizing for the next leg, honestly. Yeah, $3 seems like it's becoming a more critical level. It did reject there initially. It's even more frustrating too. CYCU turned into a loser because, or got missed because I was 2 pennies off of this one, and honestly, that would have fully offset this heirs trade. I hate this thing. Ended up bouncing right at 302. And we got another 2 to 3 minutes left that I can be in this trade. Still, 60% people no trades is very surprising. For those that are still here anyway. So a lot of people really sat out today. Okay, well there goes 3. 100,000 share sell order at 301, but again, that can be easily taken out from this volume. So that's not indicative that that's... Oh, the wall's going down though. There's no way this turns into a green trade. All right, I got 1 to 2 minutes left I can hold. Am I going green? Oh, it's gonna be so close. We actually flipped back green somehow. Let's see what happens. Come on, push down. Make me end it green. End it green. All right, 926. This is when I should be closing it. Very big volume here. A lot of tension at 91. All right. I'm cutting it there. It's at time limit. I don't know how it happened, but somehow that turned into a winning trade. It's so dumb. All right, well, I guess I'll take it. Don't feel good about it. If you would have predicted that, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have predicted that. I even said it. Once I saw this happen, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a losing trade. Especially because I had gone through 2/3 the time. But hey, I mean, managed to recover it. I'll take that. It does suck though. I missed CYCU. Right, this would have been a beautiful winner. Got that magic touch, yeah. You just won 50K on Polymarket. I bet you in one. I will watch this to see how this would have performed, because seeing this much volume on this push down feels bearish, but I don't know. Yeah, I gotta end it here. Market's about to open, and I do gotta get ready for my other strategy. So I'll end it here. Miraculously, very, very small green day. Really didn't see that recovery coming, but it happens. I got lucky. I got lucky this time. Well, I guess it makes sense, right? I got lucky with this recovery. CYCU, I got unlucky that I didn't get this fill. So it kind of balances out. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a good rest of your day.